Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the M4J network here on OpenTTD. Welcome to Boats and Buses. That is the name of this week's episode. Before we get into the episode proper, and I know I start every episode now by saying before we get into the episode proper, but I want to tell you guys a story. And that story is all about how Mark's computer decided to go on strike, and there was nearly no episodes for a few days. Basically, I had my PC on overnight. I was running some tests here on OpenTTD, and every time I do a recording session now, I reboot my PC just to make sure that, everything, all the background tasks and everything are what I want them to be and things like that. So I shut down my PC. Everything was fine. Everything was normal. I restarted my PC, turned it on again. Everything seemed to be working fine, except there was no graphics display, and it just didn't seem to boot up properly. So I spent 4 hours today with computer components in my hand and sweat on my brow, trying to work out just what the actual heck was going on with my PC. I think I identified the problem. Whatever I did seems to have fixed the problem. I think what happened was the power supply in my new PC decided to die on me, and in doing so damaged the cable that linked to the hard drive and solid state drive I have. So when I tried to boot up the PC, it wasn't connecting to the there was enough connection for it to know that the solid state drive with Windows on was there, but there wasn't enough for it to establish a secure connection. I don't know. See, this is the part where I don't really know what I'm talking about, but something didn't work that was supposed to have worked, and because of that my PC wouldn't boot. So I have completely swapped out the PSU. Oh, actually, yeah, sorry, that was the other thing I did. So, okay, let me try my theory again, because I think Columbo's cracked it. Basically, the PSU wasn't providing enough power to power the processor, the hard drives, or the disk storage, and the motherboard, and the graphics card, and everything like that. So for all I know, it did boot, but because the graphics card wasn't being powered correctly, it wasn't showing me that it booted properly. So I've swapped the power supply with the one from my old PC, because despite the fact my old PC is basically a box of scraps now, the power supply itself is only 2 years old, I think, 3 years old. I replaced it not long before I actually built my new PC. So that's now in the new PC, that power supply, but because the cable was damaged, the SATA cable, it wasn't allowing me to boot Windows. For that reason. So I have replaced the cable as well, and I'm currently recording, so something worked, I guess. Something worked. We don't know what yet. For all I know, you can't see or hear me. I am just checking the video is recording. Something's recording. So here's hoping it is the right thing. Anyway, that's a little story that I wanted to tell you. I might rename the story How Mark Had a Nervous Breakdown Because He Kept Dropping Things Off His Desk While He Was Trying to Fix His Computer. Or Mark Nearly Knocked 2 very expensive and full of files hard drives off his desk. Or The Sorry Old Tale of a Broken Power Supply. We might go with the latter. That's not a bad name. Anyway, we are back here in the M4J network. This is also the first video I'm recording since the big news that I announced this week. For those of you who missed it, I am now an official partner of Hatfield Town Football Club, which I think is an incredible thing to be able to say out loud. It came a bit out of the blue, to be honest. I'll make a proper video on it in the future telling the story, but I wasn't expecting something like this to happen, not for many, many years still. So the fact that it has happened, I'm over the moon, really, really happy. Can't wait to get going. I've got huge plans now for the Hatfield Save this year. So if you are fans of the Football Manager content, we're going to be doing something very, very different this year, but very, very awesome. I've already been speaking with the club about ideas, and we've got some stuff in the pipeline, and it's just freaking cool, man. It's freaking cool. As my blog said, I'm the director of media at a football club. It's just, yeah. Anyway. OpenTTD, let's talk about today's episode, boats and buses. So, last time out, we set up the Gardcity Waterways Company, which is part of M4J Transport currently, but could well be one day part of your franchise if you wish to support me on Patreon. Yes, I am going to keep peddling Patreon because I am a kid without a job. So, please, I need your money. Please give me all of your money. And beyond that, Today we are going to be continuing the boat project. We're going to be adding 2 more routes. They're technically the same route, but you'll see what I mean in just a second. I'm just going to do a little bit more. Oh, okay. I knew I was going to get caught eventually. I've bribed so many local authorities to get all of these new bus stops in for part of what we're doing today. East Bank, every time I try to put some bribes in, they keep catching me. Someone's tipped off the authorities that I'm trying to bribe the authorities. I don't know why they would do that, but they have. So, we're not going to be dealing much with East Bank for a while because I'm holding a very secure grudge against them, believe me. Let's start with the boats. So it's this top one here, isn't it? That is the Piers Dock. Yes, it is. Cool. I'm going to pin this here just for a second because basically I'm also going to pin this one. Actually, let's do this the other way round. Basically, we're setting up 2 circular routes today. One's clockwise, one is anti-clockwise. We're going to be doing the clockwise one first. So let's get this up and going as well. My microphone's really low. My neck was straining then. That's better. I don't know if you can actually hear when I'm adjusting my microphone. I hope not, because that would be awesome, because it means I can adjust it all the time and you guys would be none the wiser. So right now we're going to get you and we're going to rename you GW05. And we're just going to do that. And then we're going to set up a new one in here. I'm going to call it clockwise. Actually, let's go back to GW05 for a second. And we're just going to call it circle. There we go. And then we're going to add another one. And you're going to be anti-clockwise. Because you can't have a pro without a con. That sounded way better in my head. Anyway, we're going to get a new ship. Actually, are we? No, we're not. We're going to clone a ship. So which group are you currently in? I'm talking over my pop filter as well. GW02. And you are boat number 20. There we go. So we're going to put you into clockwise. Cool. And then we're going to pin you and we're going to clear your schedule. This should keep... actually, we're not going to clear all of it. We're just going to clear some of it. This should keep the timetable and the... Or not the timetable, sorry. This should keep the scheduled dispatch. Yes. Awesome. Whew. Means I haven't got to worry about that. Although I am going to ask a volunteer in a second for a number. But we'll come to that in a second. So you're going to be unload and no loading. Alright, so clockwise. First and foremost, we are going to go to Dolphin Boardwalk, which is a lovely, lovely new place. Again, I just turned my head. You probably didn't hear a single word I just said then. It's a lovely, lovely place here on Gard Island. Gard Island now has 4 piers. We've got Gard Lake, Dolphin Boardwalk, Collins Street Pier, and Tainhoser Pier. Tainhoser, was that... who recommended Tainhoser as a name? I know that was back when I used to have the naming suggestions up and running. It's a good name. I don't know if it means anything offensive in any language or anything, but it's a good name. So we've got Dolphin Boardwalk, Menpool Docks, Portstone Pier, GSJ. Then we're going to go to Collins Street. And as you can tell, this is basically a city centre circulatory route. Now here I had a debate with... actually, hang on. Where do we get to? Collins Street. Yeah, Leapside. And then, yeah. So I had a good debate here with my my good lady who also named Dolphin Boardwalk. Did I mention that? I think I just mentioned that. I think that the boat should go to GST. She thinks the boat should go to East Bank. But I think GST because we already have GSJ and P on this route, as well as Gard Lake. They're all major stations. I think GST. And it's my map. I made it. I choose. Yeah, I just paused for a second. She's glaring at me. And now she's laughing. Okay, I'm off the hook. Right, so Tainhoser Pier. Then we've got St Mark Docks. and then we're going to go down to Bankside, and then up to GSP. Actually, I think here I need to use... I really don't have to, but I'm going to do this because I made them and it took ages, so I'm going to use them. I need to turn on waypoints as well. Like last episode, hopefully you guys can actually see the text and everything a little bit better now, because I'm recording in 440, no, 1440, or at least I should be. One thing I did notice about that though is it took ages for the HD video to render or to process properly for last week's video. So that's probably going to be the same again this time, actually, thinking about it. I don't know whether that actually affected your viewing or not. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Right, we got Lafayette Lakeside, and then the last place we stop at, because again, Riverside Pier, it's good for the Cross Lake ferry, but I don't think we need it on all of the routes. So the last stop on our epic voyage here is Gard Lake. And then we go back to Pier 39, which is where the whole journey begins. I completely forgot every word in the English language again. That's good, isn't it? Okay, back up to... Okay, I need to find another boat. What did I have the stopping times at? That's a bad one. This one. What did I have the stopping times at? One thing I think I'm actually going to do is reduce the stop times, because boats are slightly... Yeah, 5 minutes. I think I'm actually going to reduce them all to 1. As crazy as that sounds. I'm going to start with this one. I mean, not all of them to 1, I should point out, because obviously start and stops are going to be probably 10. But all the rest could easily be 1s. Could easily be 1. Maybe 2s, actually. I'm going to do 2s. And apart from the Cross Lake ferries, which may be 5s instead, I think 2 is a good number, and then 10 at termini, apart from this one here, where it's going to be 5 when it unloads. Only because you're going to assume that everyone's getting off at the last stop. If you're not getting off the boat at the last stop, then you're going to get an unexpected trip to the depot, which I don't think many people would like. Some would, though, I suppose. Some would. Anyway, my missus is watching me at the moment, so I'm going to ask her very nicely to just hold up on her fingers a number between 1 and 5. 4. Good stuff. I feel like a magician. There we go. Offset that by 4. So 0018, 0118, and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to clone this boat here. And this is going to be our second one, of which... Close all that stuff. We're going to do the same journey, but in reverse. So, if I come down here and just delete... I could, in theory, do all this just by dragging, but that's too long. Far too long. Right, so we got Gard Lake next on the journey. And then it is, so Pier 39, Gard Lake, Lafayette Lakeside. It's all the way over here. And then we pop down to GSP again. So there, there, oop, there, 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 and then into Bankside, and then out of Bankside. And St Mark Docks, then Tannhäuser, GST all the way over here. This is probably the largest gap between 2 stops, actually. Then Leapside, then Collins Street, then GSJ, then Portstone, which is probably the shortest. I think it's a close between these 3, actually. And then Portstone to Menpool. Menpool to Dolphin, and then Dolphin back to Pier. Good stuff. Right, timetable. We're going to unauto all this for a second because we're going to switch these again. So 2. And then you are going to be 60. You are going to be 10. And then you are going to be 5. Did I set this to automate, by the way? Yes. Cool. I'm also going to pin you like so. And then we're going to lock those, automate, change all the speed limits to 30 again. Let's do it with one that hasn't already got the number. There we go. 30. And off we go. We are ready. So these two boats are going to start their journeys. Probably now, actually. Oh, hang on. I need to move you into your right spot. There we go. And yeah, just start them now. Let them start filling up, sorting out their time. Oh, I need to offset you by 30 minutes again. So you should go to 48. No. 0034. There we go. So these should be half an hour apart. Although, does that matter? No, because they still end up leaving at the exact same time. That's not right. Let's go 0011. 19. That's what I wanted. So they're 15 minutes apart. And that should be right, because I think these boats run every half hour. So I think that's right. We'll find out. Oh, I forgot to pin you. Alrighty. And off they go. So they're going to go around and sort out all their stuff, which is awesome. Right, so that's the boats part of the video technically taken care of right now. But we've still got the buses. So, what are we doing with the buses? Well, many, many moons ago now, I talked about the idea for every single station in and around Gardcity to have its own route allocation number for the buses. And I've actually finally created that. So if you go on the information sheets, which should be down in the description below. If it isn't, let me know and I'll add it. And you go to the Gardcity Bus Route Designations tab, you will see what I'm talking about. So Gardcity St George is routes 1 to 99. St Bartholomew is 101 to 199. St John 201 to 299. And so on and so on. Basically, it does a circular route around the city. So GSG is zeros. So X. It's I'm trying to think of a way of saying it. 0 to 99, and then we got GSJ, GST, Gardcity St Mark, Gardcity St Peter, St Michael, St Christopher, St Elizabeth, which is all the way over here. And then when we get to GSE, I believe it goes to Bartholomew Square next. Then both Brendington stations, Indigo and Echo Junction. And in fact, if Delta Junction ends up being a thing as well, then it will include that. Then Bankside, then Slenston. And then it might do a third route because there are other ones that I haven't included. Things like New Rennington, technically. And Shoreham. I've been placing loads of bus stations in Shoreham today. I haven't renamed them all yet. In fact, I haven't renamed any of them yet. So that would be something for me to get on with at some point in the future. And yeah, basically there's going to be an absolute load of buses coming to Gardcity in the not too distant future, which will hopefully be profitable, because right now we are losing money, which I'm not particularly happy with. Although we are, 8 AM? No, we should be making money by now. Let's try and make money now, shall we? So, we've done the boats. Let's head to the buses, and I think, yeah, we got the Slenston route up and running. I haven't fixed it yet, but I have got all the other bus routes up and going again out of GSP and GSMI, so you should see them around somewhere. Well, there's loads of buses in the depot here. There's a bus coming down through Beacon Avenue, and then it turns off and heads down towards Champion Avenue, and you get the idea. So yeah, the first one we're going to be doing today is from GSG. Now, which depot am I going to use for this? I'm tempted to use this one over here. Very tempted to use this one over here because it's right near GSG. And technically you could just follow this main road and it will take you to GSG. So I think we're going to use this. So let's grab this depot here. Oh goodness, yeah. As you can see, I haven't got Slenston, the Slenston route fixed yet. In terms of the bus, it's gonna be. Actually, I don't even need to do this. I'm just gonna clone like this one here randomly. You're currently in Route 601, and you are number 469. So I'm going to create a new there we go, the 001, and then we're going to go in, was it 601 and number 469. Yeah, I'm going to move you across into the right group. There we go. Now we've got to do the scheduling and everything. So first of all, I'm going to get my glasses so I can actually see. There we go. It's like my eyes have been opened. And then next we're going to change the depot and everything. So first of all, we're going to do this. Service. And then we're going to get rid of you. And then we're basically going to get rid of absolutely everything else. Right, there we are. And then you're going to go... now, I think this depot is going to get rebuilt, but I can do that with buses running. That shouldn't be an issue. But you're going to come out of this exit here, I think. Also, do I have buses go to the... Do you go to it twice? No, just the once. That's fine. Close the wrong thing. Grab you again. Right. So yeah, you only go here once. So then the next thing you do is... Let's have you come out of this. Like that. And then we're going to have you go through this. And then through this one. And then through this one. All of these need to be renamed, of course. And I need to do non-stop vias for all of these. So you are going to be no unloading, no loading. And then you non-stop via. You non-stop via. You non-stop via. Now I'm wondering if there are roads that have speed limits, or whether that's something that can be implemented into the game, because I know there are different road types, and I wonder if those can be made to limit the speed of vehicles, because that would be really cool to have like normal suburban streets operating at 30 miles an hour, and then have these like dual carriageways that operate at higher speed. That'd be very, very helpful for what I'm trying to do here. So we're then going to go GSG. Now all of these routes that I've got today, they're all very short loopy type routes. There are going to be some more long distance ones in the future. So for example, there'll be one that goes from Gardcity St George all the way down to Shoreham, and that will still be counted as route 0XX basically. I mean, that's a really bad way of saying it, because all the other groups have 3-digit numbers apart from when we get into the 4-digit numbers. But you know what I mean, like between 0 and 99 basically. That's how it's going to work. So yeah, GSG we're going to start with, and then we're going to go Sunshine Avenue, which is where? Here. Then Terminal Row, which is right next to the station, hence the name. Then Royal Blue Lane. Brindhatton West, which is an HLR station. There is an HLR station that I'm going to change the name of, by the way. Bartholomew HLR. It's not going to have a major change. It's just going to change to Bathgate HLR, because this isn't Bartholomew anymore. It's Bathgate. Although I could leave it as a retro name. Actually, let me know what you think about that in the comments. Do you think I should change it, or do you think I should leave it? It's nice to remember the history. That's really where the HLR came from, wasn't it? Because this here used to be the branch down to Lafayette Viaduct from GSG, which is now part of the HLR. And we have kept the junctions in place to remind ourselves of that. So, who knows? Bit of history, maybe. Anyway, Colonel Pier. Then we got Queen's Park HLR. Piccadilly Lane, not to be confused with Piccadilly. And then Queen's Park North, which is up here. Cottage Lane. Cave Court. Penguin Road. Don't ask. Liverpool Street. Bartholomew Square. Nice, nice. I think it has to go quite a long roundabout way to get there as well, but hey-ho. Then Menpool Docks. So we are going to connect up with the boat at this point. Azure Road. St George Viaduct, which is over here, where again we connect up with the HLR. And then back to GSG. And then back to its depot. So this is one route. It does look quite short, but I imagine when you're actually on the bus, it's probably going to take like 45 minutes maybe to do the full route when you factor everything in. There or thereabouts. In terms of stop times... Oh, I did actually do those. That's good. I thought I hadn't, but I had. And that's why I like Past Me. Because Past Me does quite a lot of hard work, actually. That future me doesn't have to... Or present me doesn't have to worry about. So it's 60 here. And then 15 there. And then at GSG, it's also 15. And then we've got a 2-minute stop at Colonel Pier. And then another 2-minute stop at Queen's Park North, where we connect with the Capital Line. And another 2-minute stop at Bartholomew Square. There we are. And then a quick 5-minute stop at GSG for the empty. Now the speed limit for pretty much all of this is going to be 30. However, the section on the dual carriageway, I'm going to try at least and do it as 50. I'm actually going to Google really quickly. Road speed limit. Oh no, that's for something else. Someone in 2007 posed the question. And someone in 2017 proposed the question as well, but I don't think they were ever replied to. It'd be really cool though if it was possible. There is something to limit speed outside towns. Huh, that would be interesting if it was made to work. But yeah, okay. If anyone knows, is more knowledgeable about it than me, then let me know in the comments, because that'd be so cool. But instead, let's say from Barnwell Branch to St George Central, we'll bump the speed limit up to 50. This is one of the things that's stopping me from doing the coach journeys as well, from Gardcity to the surrounding towns, because right now it's just going to be an absolute faff trying to do all the speed limits. I'm not a fan of speed limits. The good thing about this, at least, is we only have to do it once. I hope. Oh, I have got one more other thing to do as well, which I'll come back to in a second. But yeah, any buses now that go from the depot to GSG can just follow this, pretty much. Actually, no, that can be 30 again. So is it just the 2? Yeah, because I did that one wrong as well. Okay, so this can be 30 as well. And then in and out of the depot, it's going to drop to 10, because safety first, people. We don't want anyone getting hurt. It's always safety first. And there we go. Right. Automate. Lock. Now, please tell me scheduled dispatch was kept. Yes. Good stuff. Oh, it's so satisfying when that happens. Okie dokie. So we're going to resize you. And you know what? Might as well start you off as well. So we've got ships going around, breaking all the records. 100% full as well. That could be my nice little earner, actually, those boats going round and round and round and round and round. Fingers crossed, at least. So that's GSG done. So I can now say that that route is running. Now, GSB, excuse me, I haven't done yet because there's no bus stops, really. But something else with this is GSB is going to be the hub for buses in this area. So you obviously got Bartholomew Square, which is also a hub, GSG, GSJ not far away. And all 4 of these hubs are also going to serve routes out to places like Lay Hill, maybe even up. Try that sentence again. Maybe even up as far as Plint Bridge. Definitely into places like Headinghall, Rutway, Gondingbury. Like, imagine all of this filled with bus stops and trams and boats, because we might as well get some boats coming up through here as well. Particularly this river here. If I extend this one up and round, could potentially have a little tributary. Actually, I don't know if that would work. Maybe a fake tributary. We can use like the water tunnel things, but definitely try and get it over to here. Maybe have some bridges here and then build it around this way and connect it up like that. That would be really cool, because then we can have water buses going all the way up to places like Flindingstone Bay, which is on the Cross City line, and Gunway. Imagine Gunway Bridge actually as a bridge with water going underneath and a boat dock there as well. That would be kind of cool. I think that would look really cool. Anyway, that's that one done. So the next one is GSJ. Now, GSJ has a depot up here on the top of the hill. This is Mount Pleasant Depot. Mount Pleasant Bus Depot, to be precise. It's actually named after somewhere... what was it? There's the TV show, isn't there, Mount Pleasant, which isn't very pleasant. Is there a TV show called Mount Pleasant? I think I might have made that up, actually. But there's a place near where I live called Mount Pleasant, and there's also something else. There's something to do with railways as well, Mount Pleasant, which was what I originally used to use it for. I used to have a railroad on Roller Coaster Tycoon called Mount Pleasant Railroad. Maybe that's just where I got it from. But anyway, this is the Mount Pleasant Bus Depot. You could kind of say that this area now of the city is going to be Mount Pleasant, and we've got Mount Passage bus stop here. So make this Mount Pleasant. I think that kind of works. It's not its own town. It is still like within the areas of Puningbury, Monston, and Brendington. But I think it's a nice name. So, you know, my series, my rules. I don't know why I'm fighting you guys on it, because no one's arguing. But, you know, why not? You might also notice that I'm going to do one route per station right now, and I'm just going to keep adding more routes to it in the future. It's making the service schedule sheet look very, very confusing right now, but it does kind of make sense if you go with it, basically. You have to be a bit open-minded on this one. This route is also going to be significantly longer than the one we just did. Bear with me 1 second as well, because I'm just trying to move my phone stand so I can actually see my screen properly. There we go. I can read it now. That's nice. Awesome. As part of the making my PC work again, I've rearranged my desk so things are a little bit more easy to access, which is cool. I can also plug things in and out of my PC a lot easier as well. Oops. And scroll in and out too, but it seems. So yeah, we're going to start up here at Mount Pleasant Depot, but before we do that, we're going to set up the route. This is, of course, Route 201, because we're originating at GSJ. We're then going to clone. I'm actually just going to be lazy and clone this one here, even though I know we're not running this. and then you're going to go into route 201. Eventually, as said, we will get all the other ones up and running. Getting bus stops in and around these cities now is going to be really, really difficult because of having to constantly bribe local authorities. And I mean, I know why some don't like me. Let's put it that way. It's very obvious why some don't like me, but why they all don't like me, I do not know. Because I don't think I've been that bad a CEO to these towns. I thought I was very nice to them, but apparently not, because they all hate me. Okay, so you are service. You are going to be no unloading, no loading, and then you're both going to be non-stop vias. We will do the speed limits and stuff in a second. We're actually going to use this depot twice in a row now, which is going to be very, very handy. So from here, we're then going to run down to GSJ. And then from GSJ, oh, actually, before we do that, we're going to do you also as unload, no loading. Okie dokie. So from GSJ, we're going to go Portstone Bridge, which is this one here. Charing Cross, which is right up here against the edge. Menpool Docks. So already we've got 2 bus routes now that connect up here. Cannon Street, which is there, sharing with the trams. Bartholomew Square. Did I change the wait times? Hang on a second. Pause. Did I change the wait times on this? Yeah, I did. I really don't remember doing that. That's really weird. God, my mind's gone. Right. Bartholomew Square. Then next up we got Euston Road. You can kind of see the inspiration for some of these names now, can't you? And if you can't, then I guess you don't know London as well as I do. Euston Road, and then Rindingwell Pier over here. Artisan Bridges, which is still one of probably my most favourite name actually in Gardcity, is Artisan Bridges. It's so nice. It's so pompous, but also so nice. Heirloom Route, which is just as pompous, I suppose. Grimy Lane, which is not as nice. Monston Bus Station. Copper Court, which is up on the hill here. Heartbeat. I can't remember. I never watched Heartbeat, the TV show, so I don't really know where that name came from. I really don't know. Scale Summit, Lumber Lane, which is all the way over here. And then Mason Way, which I think it was one of the first non-terminus stations to have an integrated bus interchange, and we just never used it for ages, and now we have. So there we go. Tree Branch Road. Also, Mason Way needs some love, because it only has 1 train service calling here at the moment. Leapside, Waterbridge Road, Table Road, and then back to GSJ via this bridge over here, and then back down between the Transrapid platforms, and then into the terminus itself. That's not actually as long as I thought it was. How long is it compared to the previous one we just... Oh, it's about the same. It looked longer for some reason. I mean, it kind of is in terms of the distances we cover and things like that. But you can always imagine the XX1 route, or the 001 route. No, XX1 works better, I think. The XX1 route for each of these is always going to be like a short circular route just around the local area. It might interchange, it will interchange with lots of other routes, but it's mostly there just to serve the local communities. And then as we get higher up into the numbers, it will span out a little bit more. So you can imagine the 1s to 10s will be quite close quarters, and then the 10s to 20s will be a little bit further out, and it will kind of radiate. Bit like an earthquake, I suppose. Really bad example. You know what I mean. Let's take my foot out of my mouth and do the timetable, shall we? So we're going to have 1 minute on all of these, except for this one here, which is going to be 60. The depot and GSJ are both going to be 15. And then Bartholomew Square is going to be 2. As is Monston Bus Station. And I think, are they the only ones? Yes. Cool. GSJ obviously is going to be 5. And then for the speed limits, first of all, we'll lock those. I think I did that for the... Yep, I did. Good. And then the speed limits is going to be 30 all the way, except for 10 in and out of the depot. And then 10 in and out of the depot proper. Cool. Automate. And again, if I ask my good lady to hold up fingers between 1 and 10. 7. There we go. Just for a little bit of variety. Cool. So the next one is going to be route 301, which is the first one out of GST. You can see how this is all starting to come together now. It's about building these connections across the city for everything, really. All modes of transport. Nothing is getting left out. We've got helicopters in the city now, which is actually something I never thought we were going to do, but we did it. Regrets, there are some, but not a huge amount. I'm not a fan of the way that the distances are getting in the way, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense. The fact that, you know, I can't put them out to Kenville from Gard Lake because of the range. Oops. Got rid of the wrong thing. We'll do this again, and then you're a non-stop via. Alright, so yeah, as I said, this is the first one out of GST. Now, GST is a little ways away from... GST is a little ways away from the depot, but it is practically the closest one. I will plan on building one... One of my hard drives just made a weird noise. I hope that wasn't the recording failing or anything. I don't like that noise. That was really weird. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's like a really weird grinding noise. So I've got 3 solid state drives now, I believe, and then 1 hard disk drive still. And the hard disk drive is the one that stores all of my edited videos. So I'm not actually using it right now, so I probably shouldn't panic too much, but, you know, still like to be safe. Anyway, GST. I will build one, basically it's one for each compass point on the map. So you've got the central one here, which is Riverside Road Depot. That's mainly for Gard Lake, but it can also serve some of the lesser ones, like Bankside would probably be served by that one. Then you've got St Michael Depot, which is GSMA and GSP. Then you've got the one over here, Barnwell, which is going to be Slenston, GSE, probably GSC as well, although that could be served by St. Michael. Actually, that's going to be served by St. Michael. So Barnwell is just going to be Slenston, which is down here, GSE and GSG. Then we've got Mount Pleasant, which is going to be GSB, GSJ and GST. And then finally, maybe over here somewhere in this big green area, or perhaps down here we'll have one. And that will be for Shoreham, GSMA, and Victoria, and like any other little ones. Actually, we got one down here. Oh, there we go. I don't need to worry. Got one down in Fort Slunfing Way. I had a feeling I'd built one, but I couldn't remember where. So that will serve GSMA, Shoreham, and Victoria Central, and ones like that. So all the ones that Riverside doesn't quite cover down here. And any other bus stations, bus hubs that we build in and around Gard City. Because there's going to be loads. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be absolutely hundreds. No, maybe not hundreds. Tens. There's going to be tens. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Anyway, GST. So this route is Route 301, as I said. And it's going to go GST. Then it's going to go East Tunnel. Here. Moonlight Boulevard. Some really nice street names here, by the way. None of them were named by me. Ranger Road. Jumper Boulevard. That's a street that you know has a story that you want to hear. And then Bear Road, Pink Brick Lane, Dye Avenue, DYE, no one's dead. Thai Annex, Lolly Lane, Labrador Lane, which is over here. It's quite a gap between these two. I might put, maybe have it stop at wood. Oh no, Woodside's on this side. That's why I did that. Okay. I just go Woodside after. Ooh, I might swap those round. I'm going to swap those round. 1 second. Change the numbers as well. There we go. So now on here, if I go delete. So after Lolly Lane, we're going to go Woodside, Labrador Lane. That probably is the way around I had it before, and then might have changed it for some reason. Have I got 2 Castle Coves? There's a Castle Cove there. Oh no, Cave Court. Okay, I remember seeing C something VE. Couldn't remember what. So Labrador Lane. Then we got Woodside Newtown. Then we got Castle Cove, which is down here. Sock Lane. Ham Street. Glove Boulevard. Woodside Old Town. Chimney Pocket. And Tree Bush Avenue. And there's this nice little bridge that I built over here, over the eastern edge of the underground platforms, which I think looks very nice as well. And again, you see what I mean. Oops, sorry, just whacked my microphone. You see what I mean about this is a very local route. It's basically like a little shop hopper type route. You just get on it to go see the little sites around. You can almost imagine it's like a tourist bus, which I think is quite a nifty thing to have as well. Okay, so it's 60 for that, and then it's going to be 15 for Mount Pleasant, and then it's going to be another 15 for GSD. And then 2 for Woodside, and that looks to be it. Apart from, of course, this one, which is also going to be 5. Cool. Lock all those. Grab this. Change the speed limit to 30. Oops. 30. Apart from this one, which is going to be 10. And then these 2 up here, which are also going to be 10. And this one. There we go. Automate. Now, again, I'm going to ask for a number between, let's say, 1 and 12 this time. 2. Thank you very much. Did that actually change anything? I don't know. Anyway, 0002. All of these are the same schedule, basically. 15 minutes, and then I think it's every hour or something at night. I can't remember the exact details, but you'll see them. Right, and then the last one of the video is from GSMA. So let's head over to Fort Slunfing Way Road Depot. Bring you down here like so. And then we're going to set up route 401. Like that. And then we're going to grab probably just this one, because then I can just drag it in nice and easy. There we are. And then same as before. You might be wondering why I add this one first before I remove the others. It probably doesn't do this, so I might be wrong here, but I just want something to carry over to try and keep the scheduled dispatch around. I don't know if it does delete it or not. I really hope it doesn't, but if it were to, then, you know, at least I've got this that I can use to keep something in the order list, at least, to stop that from happening. Right, Fort Slunfing Way. We're then going to go here and then here twice. Your service, your... Oops. There. Your no unloading. You are no loading. And then we've got non-stop via. And non-stop via. There we are. And then GSMA twice, all the way over here. Now, if I remember rightly, this is quite a can't even remember the words. It's quite a scenic route. We kind of go the long way round with this. So out of GSMA, we go to Bluff Ridge. Then we go South Waterfront, Smoky Waters, Purple Lily Boulevard, and then we go GST. So already you can see how these connect. GST is basically an offshoot of GSMA for overground trains heading towards GSJ, and also for, it's kind of like an overflow station as well. It's a bit like what Broad Street should have been for Liverpool Street back in the 60s. Bit of an overflow rather than just demolished and turned into another shopping centre. St Thomas bus station. Is it a shopping centre? It's the Broadgate Centre, isn't it? Where Broad Street used to be. Something like that. St Thomas bus station. Then we got Down Street, which is here. Shafston. Again, I think that was a name suggestion from someone, but I can't remember who. Then New Rennington. Cloud Way, which is over the bridge. This is a new build bridge as well, this one here. Silver Lane. Letter Avenue. Funingley bus station. So again, another big hub. Bluebird Boulevard. Award Alley. 4-Star Lane. Back over the approaches. And then Head Street, which is that one there. So again, it's quite lopsided as a circle, this one. But it kind of makes sense. You can imagine this is like a residential estate. And it goes in there and does a quick loop of it. Connects up to Funingley. And then comes back. Imagine this in city skylines, how it would look. I think that makes a bit more sense as a design. Okay. Turn off automate. So wait times again. 1 minute. Except for this one here, which is going to be 60. As we're approaching the end of the episode now as well, I am going to put out a little call to arms. If you have any ideas for buses in general, buses aren't really my area. You might be able to tell, quelle surprise. But if you are more knowledgeable with buses than I am, and you think what I'm doing here is catastrophically wrong, please feel free to comment down below. Or if you have just ideas in general for bus routes in and around Gardcity, feel free to comment down below. I want to try and get loads and loads of comments on these videos moving forward, because at the moment the comment section's a bit dead. And I don't want them to be dead. I want it to be alive and kicking. So let's try and get some life into the comment section. Any ideas whatsoever. It doesn't even have to be bus related. If you've got ideas for train routes, I can tell you now that next week's episode is going to be based around heritage railways. So if you have any ideas for how to move forward with that, I've already got next week's episode planned out. But if you've got ideas for other heritage railways in and around the map, or just branch lines in general that could be used by either heritage stock or just retro stock, feel free to suggest those down below. And let's get some conversation going. Same with the Discord, same with the Reddit. Anyone who's downloaded the map since it was released back at Christmas, and you've got some pictures or videos that you want to show off of the map and what you've done with it, feel free to comment those feel free to post those in the Discord and the Reddit. And let's get some conversation going, guys. Let's get this party started, shall we? That sounded so much better in my head. And what was the other thing I was... Oh, yes. So George posted on Reddit recently that he's setting up a server to run some realistic networks, which I thought looked really awesome. I don't know if you're planning on making videos related to that or not, but that's something that I would like to keep track of one way or another. Leads me nicely into... I'm working on a side project at the moment, which, shall we say, I'm not saying too much about it right now because it's kind of revolutionary. So I don't want to give too much away and have someone steal in and nick my idea. But part of it, I can run a side project, which is to host an OpenTTD server on a virtual machine. That is the plan. So I would like to get that up and running. I do still need... Whoopsie doodle. I do still need more patrons, though, to make that financially viable. So if you're interested in getting involved in an online server and run your own franchise here on the M4J network, I can tell you now that it will be you running it. It won't be me running it on your behalf. It will be you coming on the server. We'll use shared infrastructure, so I'll own all the track and the roads and things like that, and you just run the vehicles. let me know. Become a patron. If you're a patron for 2 consecutive months, you unlock the rewards, and depending on how much you pledge, depends on how big the franchise you are awarded is. You can even have things like airports or your own buses, lorries, boats, whatever you want. It can be yours, providing you meet the tier requirements. So feel free to check it out. Link is in the description. No, I'm not just a kid without a job trying to get your money. I'm actually trying to do some really cool things right now with technology, but I do need some help to pay for those. And I think letting you guys come on and play trains with me is a good way to give back for that. But yeah, we're pretty much done with all of this now. We're about ready to set these off and actually get them testing. Why have you disappeared off the screen? Did I drag these too? I think I might have dragged these too far over. I think that was the problem. But yeah, I'm going to keep thinking up bus routes. If you guys want to suggest them, as I've said, feel free to do so down below. I think we're done with buses and boats for the time being. We might occasionally hop back and do a little bit more here or there. But for the majority of this now, I would say that we're done with even Gardcity as a whole. Because like I said, next week we're going out into the sticks again to do the heritage railways. One of which is involving the Blue Lagoon. Because right now we have a big station that only has one line coming out of it, and I'd like to add another one in the opposite direction. So I'm going to be working on that, and then some other stuff after that, I suppose, but we'll come to that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because I have an idea for a heritage railway. It was something that was suggested a while ago. I think it's about right that we actually do something about it, really. So yeah, until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been a bit of a long episode again. I apologise. I was actually going to try and fit this all into 45 minutes, but it overran slightly. I need to work on my times. If I don't tell really long stories at the start and end of episodes, then that would probably help. And I'm kind of doing it now. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And, of course, if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments down below, like I said. And also, please, please, please head over and join the Discord and the Reddit. Link to both are in the description. Besides all that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. I know the Hatfield announcement is going to help with the subscriber numbers as well, and the new Hatfield series, when it comes out, will do so too. So if you want to be around for both of those things, be sure to smack that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can, and give that bell a ring-a-ding-ding as well, so that you stay notified when new videos go live. And I know that sounded terrible. I know I sounded like Benny from Fallout New Vegas. I couldn't care less. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.